All right, everybody, it seems like we might have some cause to celebrate. Apparently, they finally got that absolute menace to society off the streets, at least for the time being. The feds arrested that weirdo in NYC, hopefully before he had the chance to create yet another victim. Let's talk about it.
You keep that green. Give me my things, give me my things. Boy, I want the money, I don't want no strings. No strings, no strings, no strings.
So, as Variety says, Sean Diddy Combs has been arrested in Manhattan after a grand jury indicted the music mogul. Combs' attorney, Mark, shared a statement with Variety on Monday regarding the rapper's arrest in New York. The charges were not immediately clear, although at the time I'm recording this, they said that in the morning of the 17th, on Tuesday, they're gonna unseal the indictment and just, I guess, tell everybody what's going on. I mean, we all knew that this day would come eventually. I'm gonna get to what Combs's attorney, what Diddy's attorney said in a few here, although I'm sure you can imagine what the attorney said. But yeah, we all knew this day was going to be coming eventually. There has been a very long list of serious allegations and lawsuits and stuff brought against him, including like for things like SA trafficking and other misconduct. We already knew that feds from the Department of Homeland Security raided his homes in LA and also in Miami way back in March. And of course, this was due to the literal trafficking investigation. Authorities seized multiple electronic devices from his properties. So yeah, if you've been paying attention, it's just like it was really only a matter of time. Like, they got your phone and stuff, they got your computer, they looking at your Grindr account, they looking at your Jacked account. Diddy, like, they are looking, and I was like, girl, they are going to get all the evidence that they need and swing back around. So I don't know, like, because there was some video being shown of him walking around and people like recording him recently, like they were saying no Diddy and following him around and stuff, like he was a real life meme instead of an abuser, like like. So I just didn't get how some people were acting like this wasn't gonna all swing back around. I mean, even Diddy was walking around here like he's walking on sunshine. I was just like, girl, they raided your homes. What are you talking about? What are you doing here? I don't even get why he's showing his face and stuff, but like some of these people got really big egos. So, and which is why they're even in this, half the reason why they're even in this predicament in the first place. So I don't know. You would think that somebody who got their stuff raided and all this stuff, devices taken, you would think that they would lay low. He been walking around. He been walking around. So this is the BS that Diddy's lawyer is saying. I'm not even gonna read all of it. He said, "We are disappointed with the decision to pursue what we believe is an unjust prosecution of Mr. Combs by the U.S. Attorney's Office. Diddy is a music icon, self-made entrepreneur," like listing all the things that he done did. I'm like, he could do all this and build this empire of music and still be an abuser. What are you talking about? So it's funny to see, like, after all the evidence has been collected, after the investigation is like clearly finding things for the authorities to use, like after all of this is clear as day in people's faces, I love to see how the attorneys, like, you know, squirm and try to grease up a loophole and slide through there with their statements or something. And it's just like, okay, y'all can type this long paragraph. I don't care. We don't believe you. We don't believe you, girl. The attorney also tried to say, well, since he is cooperating with the investigation, that, well, let me see, these are the acts of an innocent man with nothing to hide, and he looks forward to clearing his name in court. Now, in my opinion, Diddy is a lot of things, but an innocent man, I promise you, it ain't one of them. Combs' arrest comes amid an ongoing federal investigation and a wave of lawsuits alleging SA. Most recently, former Danity Kane member Dawn Richard filed a suit against Combs on September 10th, alleging verbal abuse, assault, battery, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. And I'm gonna switch to that story here real quick because I did not talk about it when it first dropped. Variety is saying that former Danny Kane member Dawn Richard has filed a lawsuit against Diddy, alleging all the things that we had said. The lawsuit, filed in the Southern District of New York, describes a pattern of abuse and intimidation against Richard since she became a member of Danny Kane on MTV's Making the Band. In addition to detailing her own experiences with Diddy, the complaint provides harrowing accounts of his abuse towards his former girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, who set off a chain of lawsuits against Combs in November of 2023. Dawn Richard begins the complaint by describing her time on Making the Band and how Diddy would disparage female contestants by calling them fat and ugly. Once selected for Danny Kane, she and her bandmates were regularly deprived of food and sleep. And when they complained, Combs told them, "You B words don't want this and y'all are not hungry enough." She states she lost weight from anxiety and overworking, and on one instance became so dehydrated that she vomited. After the group broke up in 2009, she was financially destitute and felt no other choice but to continue working at Diddy's studio without pay and on the promise of license fees and royalties that never materialized. She soon joined Combs' new group, Diddy Dirty Money, with Combs and Kalena Harper. On the first day of recording, the woman arrived at Combs' home where Ventura, Cassie, was frying eggs for Combs. Appearing to be high on drugs, he approached Cassie and screamed, "I've been asking you for my S. I can't stand you, B. You never do it right." Soon after, he allegedly choked her and threw the hot pan of eggs at her. The next day, Combs told Dawn Richard and Harper that if you say anything, there will be consequences and that people end up missing. Also, apparently in early 2010, Combs punched Cassie in the face at an LA party, and soon after, Richard and Harper tried to intervene to help Cassie escape the relationship. Upon finding out about the discussion, Diddy allegedly screamed at the woman, "Y'all bees don't get in my relationship and that you could be missing, and you bees want to die today." His abuse against Cassie continued as he punched her in the stomach during a dinner attended by Interscope, then CEO, also attended by Neo and Usher. So like this point, right? I wonder how many times this man done, like Diddy done hauled off and hit somebody, choked somebody, assaulted somebody in front of these like industry men and stuff, in front of like other people in the industry. Like I wonder how many people sat and just watched, you know, sat by and just watched for whatever reason, whether you thought that, you know, or whether it was apparent that Diddy was going to retaliate somehow, use his influence and money to retaliate, or whether it's because people were just cowards or whatever. It's just, I wonder that, because you're attacking allegedly somebody in front of the, you know, label CEOs and Neo and Usher and all these people. Like, I wonder how many people have seen something but just never spoke up and never said anything for whatever reason. I wonder how much of that is going on today. I think about R. Kelly and all these, Bill Cosby and all this, like Diddy. I think about how their public perception and their image protected them, shielded them from being questioned in any way, being held accountable. And so I think about the excuses that we're making right now about certain artists right now. The excuses that some people are making about certain artists right now. I'm like, are we going to, years down the line, discover that they, I mean, you know, especially with certain artists, that things are happening clear as day. If it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, you see what I'm saying? And then it just depends on their status in the public eye, because some people don't even want you to even bring it up, don't even question it until what? Until it gets bad enough, until there are enough victims for y'all to care. It's just, I just can't help but notice that a lot of these networks of abuse, especially if it's coming from somebody like Diddy, whatever, anybody who's a big decision maker, a big mogul, whatever, in their industry, like this continuous string of abuse, this network of abuse would not be possible if there wasn't a group of people propping it up, right? That's the same thing they were talking about with R. Kelly, right? That he had a whole group, a whole posse around him, scoping areas out for his next victims, right? And also, like I said, his celebrity just shielded him from a lot of accountability. So knowing that this is the cycle of it, it's just seeing that y'all be making excuses for some people right now, some artists today. It's just like, what is underneath there that, you know, in 5-10 years, people are going to be like, oh my goodness, I can't believe that this person is doing this. Meanwhile, they've been giving y'all hints that that's exactly who they are. And people like to ignore it because the artist made a cute song and makes y'all feel nostalgic, a cute couple songs. It's just like they out here, some people out here abusing people. Get them out of here. Get them out of here, no matter how much you like they little song from when you were in middle school, girl. Like, goodness. Here, the article just says that Dawn states that Diddy would keep her and Harper hostage in the studio, deprive them of food and sleep. This led to dehydration and chronic stomach cramping, which Diddy dismissed as her being lazy. Dawn Richard was hospitalized in 2010, diagnosed with arthralgia, anemia, and low white blood cells. When she put her medical records in front of Diddy, he ordered her to come to the studio the next day. And this paragraph here also says that he would come to meetings or hold meetings only in his underwear. He would go into Dawn's dressing room and try and grope her. And when she refused his advances, he retaliated by, you know, turning off her mic during performances, removing her from songs, things like that. She also details the many ways in which she was cheated out of money. She claims she was unpaid for the group's second album, and she, you know, bad royalty deals where she didn't get anything. Richard is suing for 21 causes of action and is demanding judgments for compensation, mental pain, restitution, and more. This is just the latest in a string of lawsuits against Diddy, who has been sued by former associates and women making similar claims. Earlier this week, Diddy was ordered to pay $100 million in a SA judgment after failing to appear for a virtual hearing. $100 million. So yeah, I'm sure we'll find out the specifics of the federal case. You know, they arrested him. I'm sure we're going to find out the specifics pretty soon, especially, like I said, if they had already been talking about, oh, well, we're going to unseal the indictment Tuesday morning. I don't think that there's going to be anything surprising in there, especially if you followed this story. I don't think they're just going to compile the evidence and be like, look, this is why we got him. This is why we went to go get him. And this is what we plan to do in the future. So, yeah. Not looking too good for Mr. Mamas. I could tell you that right now. But yeah, that's it, y'all. Thank y'all so much for watching. Love y'all so much. And make sure that you have a good evening.
After making your death drop, headlock, got him in a headlock.